Members of the Ismaili community and dignitaries from throughout the world gathered in Toronto to celebrate the city's new Ismaili Centre. It was officially opened by His Highness the Aga Khan and Canadian Prime Minister Stephen Harper. They'd met here 4 years earlier to lay the foundation stone. Sharing a site with the new Aga Khan Museum, this magnificent building will become a meeting place, a venue for events, a centre of learning and a place of prayer. But as a symbol of the people it represents, the centre has far deeper significance.
This site and these buildings, as well as the fabulous collection of art and artifacts contained in the Aga Khan Museum, will be a source of inspiration, spiritual renewal, and cultural awareness. They will inspire not only Torontonians, but all visitors to this place, both Canadian and international. The Aga Khan has devoted an extraordinary amount of time, toil, and resources to the ideals of Islamic culture and civilization. In doing so, His Highness has contributed greatly to demystifying Islam throughout the world by stressing its social traditions, its history of peace, of tolerance, and of pluralism. When a contrary and violent distortion so regularly dominates the news, this is a vision of Islam of which all Canadians can be proud.
The centre was designed by Charles Correa, one of India's leading architects. Here, traditional Muslim features have been fused with sleek modern design. Most prominent is the glass-frosted dome supported on steel trusses. This forms the roof of a prayer hall to accommodate 1,500 people. The structure is a gem of engineering and leaves the space beneath awash with light. By night, it glows like a beacon across the city. Inside the hall, the name of Allah is repeated in an elegant wood design which lines the circumference walls. The foyer and meeting rooms are also flooded with natural light. Throughout the building, there's a feeling of space and calm serenity. The centre reflects diversity through many artworks commissioned to decorate the interior. These range from intricate aluminium lattice work illustrating Allah, Muhammad the Prophet, peace be upon him, and Ali, to this inlaid medallion of semi-precious stones depicting the 99 attributes of Allah. This wall bears names of the Prophet's family. Visitors arriving at the lower level will be greeted by the opening lines from the Quran.
What it says is Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, in the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. And in Islam, this particular phrase is seen as marking all beginnings. So for visitors who enter the Ismaili Centre from the lower level, which most visitors will, this will actually be the very first thing they see to mark the beginning of their journey through the Ismaili Centre.
For those who don't enter the building itself, this is a gift to the City of Toronto. The centre and the new Aga Khan Museum next door are surrounded by a park open to the public, where people can stroll and appreciate the outstanding architecture.
Through the architecture, you see the harmony coming through. There are two distinctive buildings, and yet they seem to respect each other in so many different ways. If you stand in the museum and look outside, the biggest monument you will see is the Ismaili Centre. It will give the youth an incredible sense of understanding of what we as a community are all about.
The Ismaili Centre in Toronto is making a very big statement. It's making a statement about the future of the Jamaat. It's making a statement about what Islam represents. In this space, I hope people can laugh. And what we see in the media today is that Islam does not look well upon that type of thing, and which is wrong. And so the statement that we hope that it will make is a statement of a certain impression about Islam the way we see it.
This is the 6th Ismaili Centre to be built by His Highness the Aga Khan. The others are in London, Vancouver, Lisbon, Dubai and Dushanbe. His Highness spoke of his vision for the project. He said an important part of the design phase was seeking the views of the next generation.
Young people from the ages of 18 to 27 generously shared their aspirations with us. They told us that they wanted a building that would be forward-looking, while also being anchored in traditional community values. They also wanted the building in which they could strengthen their personal relationships, a place where they could not only unite in prayer, but could also develop new life-shaping associations amongst themselves and with other Canadians. They hoped that the centre would become, and I quote, a great avenue through which they could integrate into society at large, a place that would command the respect of all those who would visit it. The young men and women whose views we sought back in the year 2000 are now between 32 and 41 years old. It is my earnest hope that the formation of this centre, which will now become theirs, has responded to their hopes 14 years ago.
His Highness also spoke of his wish that people from other faiths and ethnic backgrounds would share the centre and enjoy the warm hospitality of the Ismaili community.
These meeting halls and lounges, work offices, and conference rooms will serve the organizational needs of the Ismaili community. But they will also, we trust, be filled with the sounds of enrichment, dialogue, and warm human rapport as Ismailis and non-Ismailis share their lives in a healthy, gregarious spirit. We are a community that welcomes the smile.
This was a great day for the Jamaat in Canada, which now numbers more than 100,000 people. It's their hope that the new centre will reflect the Ismaili community's commitment to pluralism, so deeply embedded in the values of Canadian society. A community now drawn together by a splendid new addition to the Toronto skyline.
I hope you will join me in my profound happiness in recalling the cradle of friendship in which this centre has been born. And I know that all of you will also share my profound wish that the centre will now prolong, decade after decade, its beautiful legacy of friendship and enlightenment. Thank you.